So, this is amazing. I finally get to talk to you, Billy. So, tell me a little bit about this new Netflix series of yours. I hear it's supposed to be incredible. You have an incredible role, so let's talk.
It is incredible. It is incredible. When I got there, was my first time working with actual Hollywood personnel. I've done work, a series in English for Brazil and several movies and TV, but it was the first time, so I was kind of scared. But when I got there, everybody was so welcoming and there to please and to help you. I did a little trick to be able to work with Yaya.
What was your little trick? Are you allowed to
The
say?
little trick was like I had seen him in different productions, so I was like, "Whoa, I'm gonna have seen with this guy." What I did is I got his photo and put on my computer and went over my lines looking at his photo. So I wouldn't, whenever I get to the set and that huge guy comes in front of me, I won't be taken aback. I'll be familiar with his face. But he was so sweet, so uh, generous. He
Yeah.
was really, and the day before I had just watched Creed 2, which was directed by Stephen Caple Jr.
Yes, yes, yes.
He was my first director when I got there. Actually, it was him who cast me. And
Oh, wow.
it was crazy because I did an audition all through Zoom. And they said, you got a call back. And then they said, no, it's just going to be an interview with the director. Okay, interview. The morning that said the interview was going to be at this time that we're talking. That
Really?
morning, that morning, uh, the production told me, "Oh, you need to go over your lines. You need to have your lines uh, ready." I was like, "Whoa!" So I had to memorize everything in the very morning, a few hours before the audition. And then when I got to the audition, I said, "Stephen, look, if I blow it, forgive me. I didn't know I was supposed to know the lines." But everything went smooth. And I said, whoa, for someone who didn't know the lines this morning, you're doing pretty good. So I thank him, for casting me. It was a wonderful, wonderful time.
And how would you describe your role? I understand you have a pretty interesting role in this and a pretty hot
Yes,
role too.
I actually I can't describe. It's the president of Brazil.
Yes.
Okay, and he has a right hand man, which is a friend of mine, Tomás Aquino. He was in this secret agent movie that ran for an Oscar, and he worked with my son in another production for Netflix. So he's my right hand man. He's my minister of defense. And that's all I can say, because if I tell you anything else, I'm going to be spoiling everything. You know?
Yes. So we can't have that.
So, so I play President Carmo, who's I can tell about the character. He is an ex military man who married the daughter of a very rich entrepreneur. This is what I built up for this character. So I need to come from someplace. Why does he speak English? Well, how come he's so prepared? So he was an ex military guy, and he married this rich girl, and they moved to New York, and he went to NYU. So he
Oh,
lived in,
wow.
in so he lived in New York. This is all in my mind. I wrote it down so I could get into this character and know why he behaves the way he does with such confidence and talking to people and everything. So he goes to NYU, he goes back to Brazil and gets into politics. And he gets to be elected president. And now he's running for re-election. but he needs somehow to get reelected. So he's going to do his best to get reelected. So that's all I can say.
I like it. I like it. And what would you say were some of the challenges about playing this role? I mean, I know you can't give away too much because it's such a, otherwise we'd be spoiling everything and we don't want that. So what would you say was the biggest challenge about playing the president?
It is a challenge because he hides a lot of stuff within himself, you know? There's many things that he can't reveal like a very good politician. So he needs to keep it all inside, and at the same time, he needs to deal with all the situations that are happening around him, you know? So he counts on his right-hand man to, let's say, do his dirty work, you
Yes.
know, like many politicians do.
I wasn't
So
going to
he's just
say
being,
anything, but
but he's just being a politician, you know. He has a vision to be where he wants to be. So it was a challenge in that way, you know. But everybody made it so easy. Made it so easy. I loved working with the directors that I worked with Stephen, with uh, there's a Brazilian director that I had worked with him before, and they really helped me. Stephen is great because you give a line and you get to a point when he says, "Okay, you got to 10, give me 8." And I love that. I know directors, I love directors that direct the actor. You know, give me 8. No, okay. 8.5. Okay, 8.5. That's good because I need to come from someplace. We create in our minds what the character should do, and we only know 60, 70% what it really is. You need the director to say, okay, go this way. That because he has a vision of the whole thing, you know?
yes, exactly. Now, one thing I find interesting is I heard this is a modern adaptation of books. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Did you read them beforehand, or did you just make it your own? Tell me a little bit about
No,
that.
I didn't read the book, but I watched the original film in 2004 with Denzel, and
Yes.
it's a fantastic movie, you know? And it's a little different because now it doesn't concentrate on 2.5 hour story, but it's the same principle of uh, the hero helping the girl. That's the only thing that's similar to the original, and fighting the bad guys. And I'm glad I watched the movie before, so I know beforehand what happens to Creasy. You know what's going on inside him. You know, so
That's amazing. And I can't wait to see everyone's reaction to how you play this role because just speaking to you now and seeing the way your face is lighting up with this, it's just so incredible. I could tell how much this role means to you. Like the smile you have on right now is just so beautiful and it reaches your eyes. And I could tell how much you loved playing this role. And to
yeah, it
me,
was really special.
yeah,
It
to me
was really
that
special.
means most. Yeah, that means a lot from hearing you talk about that because it shows how much pride you took in this work, how much it means to you, and you truly, genuinely love what you do. And I think that's just incredible.
And what really helps is the team that was around this series. You know, the coaches, the directors, the helpers from from top to bottom. They were all there to help you do a good job. You know, I haven't seen anything, so I'm as curious as you are, and looking forward to see. Did I blow it? Is it okay? I don't know.
You did not. Trust me. I promise you, you did fantastic. I promise you. I haven't seen it yet, but I can promise you, the way you're excited about this, I could tell that it was absolute perfection just by listening to you talk about it. So tell me a little bit more about working with the team. That kind of want to kind of piggyback on that. You have so many incredible people involved in this. So tell me a little bit it was like working with them and maybe your favorite moments of working with them.
Another great time I had with this job was to have scenes with Scoot McNairy.
Ooh.
Scoot McNairy, I had just before I had the scenes with him, I was in New York. I spent like 10 days in New York going over my lines and visiting, my town. And I went to see the Bob Dylan movie.
That was so good.
And I was like, look at that. That's the guy I'm having a scene, many scenes with. It was really challenging. And he was also generous, on the ball, and our characters, we work together, but we have a clashing, you know, and it's very subtle. It's something that's between the two of us, but we don't put it out in the open. So, but he was really generous, and the scenes I think came out really good.
Yes, it's so exciting. And what I want to talk about also, I want to shift gears a little bit. I understand before you got into acting, you were into music. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I didn't go into music. Music went into me.
I
My
like
dad,
that.
my dad is one of the early bossa nova composers. He wrote several songs with Tom Jobim. Tom Jobim is the god of bossa nova, Girl from Ipanema, all that, right? So my dad wrote a lot of songs with him. So music was inside my home since I was born. And my first instrument was the guitar. So I started playing the guitar and I learned, bossa nova chords. And then all of a sudden, the Beatles showed up. And then I said, whoa, it changed everything, changed everything. Like I said, music came into my life before anything else. I started into class, classical music, but I said, no, that's not my thing. It's not my thing. I think it's popular. And I started playing the piano because of Elton John. And I grew up with music. So I never left music, but I started to learn drama when I was about 17 in high school. And from then on, when I moved to New York, then I took it seriously. And my mentor was Michael Beckett at the HB studio. And from then on, I said, okay, that's what I want to do. But music never left. I have two records out, one with songs from my dad, one with my stuff, and they're all in Spotify, everywhere else. And so music is part of my life. I keep composing and doing shows with my daughter, and my kids, like you probably know, I have six kids. Five of them are actors, singers, composers. They do everything. So since they were kids, we would go out and busk together. And that's when I stopped acting. I said, I'm going to dedicate myself to raising these guys to be close to them, because I know they're going to grow up fast. There's going to be a time when I say, whoops, where were they?
Yeah.
So their mother and I, we dedicated ourselves to being with them and teaching them acting, singing, having fun, being parents. So now they're all with their careers, some more successful than others, but they're all and I'm in the same train with them, that is auditioning, that is looking for work, that is, oh, I almost got this job. Oh, they're rooting for me, and so we're in the same level.
That's so beautiful. Now, would you ever guys ever consider doing like a musical movie together where you're all in together, maybe making like a modern day Von Trapp thing, or do you plan
Well, we
on
did a
doing?
Von Trapp thing. We did Von Trapp thing, uh, at home for friends. We did that, and then when uh, my daughter, my number four, Estrella, she was like 14. She auditioned for Sound of Music for
Oh
the
wow.
musical here in Brazil. She got the part, and from then on, since she was like 14, 16, she's been working. She's top musical actress in Brazil.
Good for
She
her.
she she's wonderful. She just finished Hair. There was a production of Hair, huge production in Rio and São Paulo. Now she's in another one that just started. And like I said, they're all talented, and we're in the same boat together trying to get jobs.
Yeah, no, I get it. And what would be your dream job to have, whether it be with your music or acting or combining them both? What would be your dream job?
To do both would be great. Both would be great. But one doesn't, uh, it's not hinged on, oh, I need to do music if I do acting. I need to do acting if there's music involved. Not really. I just finished writing a screenplay that has a lot of music involved, and there's a song that the hero sings at the end of the movie. So music is always part of my acting. When I get, bogged down with, big lines and I get stressed, I stop and I sit down at the piano and I play and I get the guitar and you calm down and go back to it. you know? It's like therapy.
Yes. And that kind of um start to talk about what I wanted to ask you next. What's next for you? We were all getting ready to watch this amazing project on Netflix. It's April 30th, right?
April
Yes.
30th on Netflix.
Yes, I can't wait. I have it on my calendar. And so what's next for you, or is music pretty much your baby now? Well, it's always been your
No,
baby, but you know what I
no,
mean.
actually, music. I've been writing a lot. Writing a lot of songs. I have two partners. One writes only in English. Another one writes words in Portuguese. So they're my Bernie Taupinens. They write the words, they send it to me, and I write the music to it. And I keep writing, but I'm doing more acting than music, actually, right now. And what's next? I auditioned for a job. That's why I have a long hair now. That's a role that requires that, you know. So it's all a secret for now, but I'm hoping to get this role because it seems like it's going to be a big production here in Brazil. And I'm so open to work in in the States again with American productions because once you start, that's all you want to do.
Exactly. Yeah, that's incredible. And I hope you get it. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
Yes.
So excited for you. And one thing I like asking people I interview is tell me a fun fact about yourself.
Fun fact. Okay. What's fun? Fun fact is the fact that I don't feel my age, number one.
I like
Fun
that.
fact that one of my biggest dreams was to have kids,
Yes.
you know? So since I was young, since I was a teenager, I used to do babysitting for friends of mine. So I found this lovely woman that had 6 kids with me. That's a fun fact.
There
That's
you
a
go.
crazy, crazy fun fact. And then after 25 years, we parted ways. And Then I married again to this wonderful poet and great person. Didn't work out. And now I think I found the love of my life. That's a fun fact
Ah,
because
well,
I move that way, writing songs and actors, their heart comes first, mind comes after. You pull your mind, okay, calm down your heart. My heart is like with this beautiful girl, and she keeps me young, she keeps me going. And I love Rio de Janeiro because my kids are here and she is here, but I love to go abroad and do some good work.
you will. I see it happening for you. This is amazing. I love hearing your story. Like the whole time you've been talking to me for the past half hour has just been so incredible. And one thing I like asking people as well is since we're a TV site as well, what are you watching these days other than looking forward to watching your own Netflix show coming up soon on April 30th, everyone?
Well, I'm a I'm a great fan of Rooster right now. I'm watching Rooster. It's fantastic, great acting, and I can't wait for the next season of S- Severance.
Yes.
Can't wait for Severance. That's one of the most amazing pieces of TV art that I've seen in a long time. And other than that, it's funny because I have it open in my computer. Both of them are open. When you have a heavy day or you watch something that's drains your spirit, I watch Friends.
Exactly. Yeah, there's nothing better.
It's, the whole thing, all the 10 years, okay, finished, go back again. I laugh again, I cry again. And Big Bang Theory is
Yes.
fantastic. You know, at the end of the day, okay, after you read your book, or just before you go to bed with your book, watch a little bit of that, calms you down. Just say your prayers, you go to sleep and sleep like a baby. Wake up every 2 hours crying now.
That is so true. Though. I do the same thing. It's the Big Bang Theory Friends I watch because I work at a gym as well for my second job as a personal trainer. TVs have Big Bang Theory Friends, so it makes me calm down when I'm having a stressful
Yeah,
day. And Golden Girls, that's my big one I have to always watch as well. Have you ever seen that one?
not yet. Golden
Y-
Girl.
Yes, you should. It was a show it was back in the 80s, but you will laugh,
Mhm.
you'll cry, but same concept as Big Bang and Friends, you just great comedy.
And this week, Hacks comes back
Yes,
with its
last season.
last season. I really enjoyed it. I binged it. I was like,
Yes.
couldn't wait every week when it would come. There's several, only murders in the building.
Yes, that was such a good one too. That's one of my favorites.
So I try to keep in touch with all, I can't watch everything. It's so much stuff. I can't watch everything, but these are, Steve Carell. Steve Carell is a class. Every time you watch him, it's like acting class.
That's very true. I didn't think of it that way, but I definitely agree. He's just so incredible in everything he does. And just like someone else I know, you.
I didn't get it.
I said, he reminds me of someone else I know, and I'm like, he reminds me of you. Just great at everything you do.
Oh, I wish I had all that hair. So
I
why?
love it.
Director comes and says, "Why should I hire you for this role?" So, well, because you know you need a bald guy. Stanley Tucci is too expensive. So, so
That is hilarious. I swear, just a half-hour interview that we just did, you immediately become one of my absolute favorite people. You're hilarious, you're sweet, you're talented. I just love
Thank you,
it. I
Sam.
loved every
Thank you.
moment of this. You
Thank
are
you.
incredible. I want to thank you so much, and I can't wait to talk again
Thank
soon.
you.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Anytime. Thank you so much for
Yes,
this opportunity.
absolutely. Yeah, you're welcome back anytime.